Okay, let's talk about a really important part of our birth chart, and that is the North Node and the South Node. So, what are they? Just like your rising sign, are not planets. They are the points where the moon's orbit intersects the sun. They represent your past and your future. The South Node is not only what you're born into, it is your past karma, past lives. It is the aspects and areas of your life that you have already mastered in another time. It's your comfort zone. It's what you already know. When you're born into this lifetime, the strengths and the knowledge and the wisdom that you have built up in another time, like a foundation for us. Ultimately, what we are here on this planet to do is to evolve and to grow and to experience something different. Our soul has lived numerous lifetimes, it has moved through numerous experiences, and ultimately it wants to experience something new every time we incarnate. And in order to do that, we need to evolve, we need to grow, we need to experience something different and grow out of our comfort zone. And that doesn't mean that we just need to completely ignore and forget everything that is in our South Node. The point of the nodes is to integrate all of it, to take the wisdom of the past, the experiences of the past, and use it as a catalyst to grow into the best absolute version of ourselves. And that leads us into the North Node. So the North Node is the unknown. It is your destiny. It is your future. It is what our soul wants us to move towards, and it's the opposite of the South Node, and that's why it can feel so uncomfortable. And a lot of people may not be ready for that. But once you know this, once you have the knowledge and you can start to incorporate it into your life, it becomes a little less uncomfortable. So ultimately, the North Node is your destiny. It is your future. And just as an example of how this works, my South Node is in Capricorn. My North Node is in Cancer. What that means is I came into this life with an embodied foundational view of life, very structured, very focused on the physical, the tangible, routines, a real desire for comfort, a desire for hardworking perfection, really, and a desire to have financial stability. Those are like the elements of Capricorn. But my North Node is in Cancer, which is a lot more about trust, going with the flow, having faith, and really focusing on the softer sides of life. You know, Capricorn is very hard and rigid and very routine. Cancer is more of a nurturing, just more of a like a motherly presence, focused on family, focused on nourishment, focusing on taking care of my needs as well as other people's needs. And so that's where I get to embody my South Node with structure, with having a good foundation to ultimately help me to have a better home life, to have a better nurturing and caring um, experience with my children, with my family, with my coworkers, with people in general, and ultimately embody both energies in a way that will help my soul to grow and expand. So, how does this affect your life? Ultimately, we have a soul calling, and there might be a little tug inside of you that is trying to pull you in the direction that your soul wants you to go. That is your North Node, that is your destiny. And it might feel uncomfortable. You might be tempted to just fall back into old patterns, old ways of thinking, and not budge. Maybe you don't ever want to change. And maybe that's what your soul is here to experience. Maybe you're not going to shift. Maybe you're going to stay stuck and stagnant. But ultimately, what your soul wants from you is to take that leap of faith, to step into the unknown and experience a deeper sense of living. And it will lead to more abundance, it will lead to more soul expansion, it will lead to more joy. And ultimately, the more that we experience life, the happier we are. And the happier those people around us are because they will experience every version of ourselves. The point of life is wholeness. The point of life is to embody love, to embody acceptance of others. And the more we experience different energies, different zodiac signs, the more we experience it throughout our birth chart, the more we can accept others and the more we understand others and that leads to greater unity. It leads to greater acceptance. Ultimately, I think it just leads to deeper satisfaction, because the more that we experience, the more our soul experiences life through our physical bodies. That just leads to satisfaction, leads to less fear and more love.